rebound, and we'll be doing it in the panel section. As I call the masters, as I call them, I like to call them masters because they have, a certain level of mastery in this profession. So I'm going to be calling them up, and as I call them up, we'll just give them a round of applause. Is that fine? Is that fine? We already have Mr. Kola. Mr. Kola is with us. Mr. Kola, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Hello, everyone.
Thank you. A round of applause. Let's welcome Mr. Kola. He's with us. I like to call him Egbon Kola. I like to call him Egbon Kola. Totally Egbon. Totally. So very quickly, I'll be inviting Mr. Charles, Mr. Ifeanyi Chris Oputa. He is the CEO and founder of Studio 24. Do you know Studio 24? A round of applause for him, please, as he joins us on the panel. Thank you very much. So I'll be having Mr. Korede Olabanji. I know that you guys have been hearing the very popular photo Nimi. So he is Mr. Korede Olabanji photo Nimi. Please, where's the other mic? Thank you. You can have your seat. Thank you. I don't know if Akim Salam will be joining us online, I guess. I think he's not on seat currently. He'll be joining us online. And Mr. Kelechi is not here currently, but I think he'll be joining us online. But that aside, we can have a wonderful conversation, right? Are we ready for that? Okay, great. So I didn't want to read out their biography because I want them to take us through the journey, right? Themselves. So they have their experiences, they have their story to tell. So very quickly, Mr. Kola, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. So very quickly, Mr. Kola, I like your story a lot. I read, about the amazing work you do, even at Business of Photography. So very quickly, I want us to, want us to listen to you, tell us about your journey starting out as a photographer.
Okay, good evening, everyone, and members of the panel. Mr. Chris, Mr. Korede, it's an honor being on the panel with you, sirs. God bless you. And Gaspo and the whole team, I just want to say well done. I don't think my story is a secret, but I think it's a journey on its own, which I believe maybe might not be so different from every other person's story, but just has its own unique journey, like every other person has their unique journey. I didn't train as a photographer. I trained as everything else aside photography. So science, lab tech, so which makes me a scientist. I worked in medical practice for a while, and then I moved on to study computing. I have a degree in computer science, majored in graphics. Yes, so that literally is my journey when it comes to the academic space. But one way or the other, I found myself doing photography. But that's not the most important part of it. But what I've done with me finding myself in that space, I think I've never seen it as a destination, but as a journey. So every day I learn something new. Every day I realize that this is not just a profession, it's a calling. But with it being a calling, it also has its associated responsibilities. And I think one of the things I've done is because I've realized it's a calling and I've followed up with each of the responsibilities, it's actually defined my journey at every point in time. So my decisions are based on that, my actions are based on that, and everything I do is purely based on that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kola. I'm moving
You're
to
welcome.
Mr. Kola now. Mr. Kola, can you hear us? Are you with us? So I think in all of what Mr. Ifeanyi and Mr. Akim has said so much, I think there's a role of relationship collaboration, relationship and collaboration. And I want you to share with us, Mr. Kola, how much is collaboration partnerships going to do for us in this space as photographers?
Okay. I'll first apologize to the session. Um, Maybe after taking this, I will want to run. I need to catch my flight in the next few hours, and I don't want to miss the flight. Otherwise, it's too long. So, I think I've never been on a panel session, and I'm a bit overwhelmed. And I'm overwhelmed with what Mr. Oputa has said, and same thing with Mr. Akim. And why I'm overwhelmed is in the last few days that I've been here, even though I was part of a government delegation to India, and also part of another business team. A power of photography. I've seen the potentials and the experience. And listening now, even though I'm on the panel, listening to Mr. Oputa um, is a bit overwhelming for me. And this is what I would say. Um, I love this Yoruba adage that says one tree can never make a forest. And the biggest challenge with the photography industry, I'll coin Mr. Oputa's word himself. When we talk a lot, he says this. He says a pilot is just a pilot as relevant as he looks in the aviation industry is just a minuscule part of that industry. If you judge the industry by the pilot, it means you're not even seeing the industry. It's the same way I see photographers. And I like that Mr. Ford himself, clearly and bluntly, a businessman. And I think one very important thing we need to understand is for us to have an industry, I don't even think we have an industry yet. I think we have a whole lot of people who are using the technology of cameras to tell their stories. So I don't even think, because how do you call an industry when there's no synergy? How do you call an industry when you question the entry point level? How do you call an industry when there is no traceable data? How do you call an industry when there's no synergy among every component of that industry? How do you call an industry when you cannot even define the roles of people within the value chain of that industry? So I think what we have is not even yet an industry, but a collection of people, doing certain things individually that hopefully will be able to put together to grow the space. And this is what I would say. I don't think anything works better. People working together. The reason why we're having this conversation is that more than one person is sharing his idea on what the industry needs. That's some sort of collaboration. And I think it is more than what you can emphasize if you have to talk about it. It's very important that we start looking at each other first as not competitors. I find it funny the school of thought that tells you that you need to look at what your competitors are doing. In the creative space, if you see competition and then you're in trouble, because the moment you see competition and you shy away from collaboration, you're creating your own dirt. So first thing I want to say is that it's important to begin to see collaboration between business people and creative, collaboration between people in the tech space and creative, collaboration between people who understand government, governing policy, the law itself, and creative. It is only when we're able to, interconnect all of these things that we're going to be able to build an industry. And then when it's talking about a guild or an association or whichever word you want to use, it's the same thing as collaboration. When people begin to come together to realize the power of the value they carry. It is when they come together and they combine the value of this that they are able to create something bigger. I mean, I also want to use the Yoruba adage that says a broomstick can never, can be easily broken. But when you have a whole bunch of broomsticks, it becomes so powerful. It can clean up a whole house and it's not easy to break. So I think you can't hold back the importance of collaboration. Um, and I respect and I appreciate what everybody's doing, individually and collectively. I think what we just need is to be able to bring this together. I can say for everybody on this panel, there are people I look up to and I respect a lot, and each of them in their respective ways in the last, at least that I can pinpoint, in the last 15 years, have been contributing immensely. The synergy might not totally be there fully, but one way or the other, individually, everybody on this panel has added so much. And when I mean so much, I mean so much to the industry. So why don't we bring all of these things together, begin to work and create a synergy, and then we can create something much more. So I think,